Who is watching The Summer I Turned Pretty? I'm Team Jeremiah. I have my 11-year high school reunion. I wasn't going to talk about this, but this is just like, people amaze me. I'm exhausted. I'm really exhausted. Not everybody needs to be included. You can only imagine how this is going to take a turn. Oh, I want to put lip gloss on before I start this. 1 second. 1 second. Welcome back to Talking Too Much with Hanna O'Reilly. I'm Hanna O'Reilly, and we are at episode lucky number 7. We're back, baby. Another week has gone by, and I feel amazing. I gotta say, what a turnaround from last week. Okay, last week, guys, I don't know. Like, by the time I sat down for the episode, I felt so defeated. And I just want to point out, I only had to run upstairs probably twice before setting this up. I also made a threat that this background was going to be completely different. This week, I was like, why am I out of breath from running up the steps? That's really embarrassing. I threatened that the background was going to be completely different because I was so frustrated with the tech and the equipment, and it all turned around. I had it all set up. We're ready to go. I feel good. We got the candle lit, lip gloss on. I mean, that's the episode. That's it. We're done. That's it. Success. Anyway, welcome back. I will say, I think I'm having such a good day. No, I know I'm having such a good day because my night routine is like, I have it down. I have been wanting to have a night routine and a morning routine and just all these routines that I've slowly been trying to implement, and I stuck to it for, I think tomorrow will be a full week. I'm sorry. I pat on my own back. I would pat myself right now on camera, but this shirt is such a pain in the butt, and the off the shoulder keeps sliding up. So, yeah, we're not going to pat ourselves on the back, but hypothetically, I am just so proud of myself. The hair and the lip gloss, come on, we're having a good day. Please don't ruin this for me. I'm the type, I go to bed very late. Well, typically I would go to bed midnight, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. And obviously, as you get older, you really can't be doing that anymore. I'm not saying I'm old. Okay. This is not pick me. I'm just saying as I've gotten older, you can't do that anymore. It really affects your day. And you, quite frankly, you feel hungover all day and it's just sleep deprivation. And I'm just I cannot operate like this anymore. Time's up. So every night I have slowly done one more thing, on this night routine. And I love it. I've become obsessed with this night routine, and we're just getting started. And I still want to make a couple tweaks. It's so funny. I was on the phone with a coworker and she was like, oh my God, I didn't get to bed till 11. I was so, I was so exhausted. And I could tell she likes to go to bed earlier than that. And it's just funny because I was like, oh my God, I got to bed by 11. I'm so proud of myself. And I just feel that's the perfect example of everybody has different goals for themselves, and everyone's on a different wavelength, timeline. I'm 11 was the best thing ever. Anyway, so my night routine, thanks for asking, is I try to now eat dinner. Oh my God, the shirt. I try to eat dinner now around 7. And I know to some people that's even late, but you gotta remember, okay? I used to work nights, so dinner for me would be 9 p.m. So I'm unraveling a lot of routines that I've had from work, and I've always just been a late eater. With that last job, I would sleep in really late because then I'd be working nights. So my eating habits were just so thrown off. So now 7 o'clock is perfect. And what I do now, okay, believe it or not, I leave my phone in the kitchen. So nobody can bother me. I'm if someone needs me, they'll call, and then I'll hear it. But I don't need to be scrolling and texting the whole time I'm trying to eat my dinner. And I just, honestly, you don't even enjoy your meal as much when you're scrolling on the phone. So I leave the phone in the kitchen, and then I put on a show. I don't scroll on TikTok. I'm not scrolling on Reels. I have been watching, my last show was We Were Liars. I think I mentioned that on an episode, and that was great because it was I want to say 8 episodes, and it was perfect. I looked forward to it every night. That was 8 days worth of show and eight nights worth of a routine. And then we got done that, and then The Summer I Turned Pretty started directly after that. I don't know if anybody's watching that. It's like they just came out with the third season. I'm only on season 2, episode like 3. So no spoilers, please, no spoilers. And my sisters had been wanting me to watch it, and I was like, no. Like I tried, I could not get into it. But now I'm in a new era, and these cheesy shows are just like exactly what I need at night, and it helps me unwind, like seriously. And we're gonna talk about the show in a second. But right before the show starts, I'll like take, or maybe like halfway through the show, I should say, like when I'm done dinner, I will take a melatonin, I take my magnesium, like I take some my vitamins that are in my routine. And then by the time I'm done and the show's over, I am so relaxed and ready to go to bed. Oh, I like put the AC on in my room. I have window units. So I put the AC on in my room. I close the blinds. I have the room set up like a hotel. And I'm like, okay, ma'am, your room's ready now. And then I go to my bed, and then that's it. And we go to sleep. Sometimes I even light a candle, like while I'm getting ready for bed, to just like a lavender candle. Yeah, we have a whole thing going on over here, okay? And that's what, all that to say, that's all it takes to just put on a good podcast episode in a good mood and not have tech issues. That's all it takes, okay? So if you could just follow those steps, you're going to pump out episodes like nothing. Anyway, so here we go with the hair and the lip. It's all fun and games, so your hair is getting caught on your lip. Anyway, so who is watching The Summer I Turned Pretty, okay? Because apparently I'm on the wrong side of history. For backstory, if you don't watch the show, it's this family. The main character's name is Belly. Okay, it's like Isabel. I'm not loving the nickname, I'll be honest. The Belly, it's like, girl, grow up. Why are you being called Belly? But whatever, I didn't write the show. So this girl, Belly, and her brother and her mom go and visit this family. They're supposed to be like a wealthy family every summer. It's the mom's best friend from childhood, and now the kids are all best friends, and every summer they spend at the rich family's beach house. Okay? If you're going to watch, I'm going to give some spoilers. Okay, so please just fast forward, okay? So they go to this beach house every summer, and now this summer, season 1, the main character, Belly, has become more attractive. Like, she's older now. You can tell she's a little more mature. And the two sons, they obviously, like the girl gets out of the car, and, like, her hair, and she, like, looks good. She's mature now. And they're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. That ain't Belly. That's Isabella, okay? And we want her number. So these two boys, they start falling for this girl. And they're brothers, and they start, like, it causes a problem because they both like the childhood best friend. And it's just like, it's starting to cause some problems. But anyway, the whole thing on like social media and whatnot, now I'm a season behind, they're on season 3, is, are you team Conrad, the older brother, or are you team Jeremiah, the younger brother? And apparently I'm on the controversial side. I'm team Jeremiah, the younger brother. Okay, even if you don't watch the show, I'm going to explain why I'm team Jeremiah, okay? And again, I'm early on the show, so I'm sure there's parts that are going to make me turn to the other side, but maybe not. I always seem to be on the wrong side. Like, what everyone agrees with, like, I'm usually like, nah, I see it this way. So I'm team Jeremiah, who's the younger brother, and the reason for that is because he made the move on Belly first, okay? The older one, Conrad, has been very standoffish. He's going through some things, which is fine. But, like, you can't be shocked that your brother stepped in and was like, step aside, Belly's mine. That's my Belly. He's so annoyed. Okay, the brothers have been going through a lot of family stuff. And now I'll save that because that's, like, some big spoiler stuff. And the older one knows this. The younger brother was going through something. He runs outside and starts crying, like, during a major event. The older brother swoops in and grabs Belly. Also, shame on Belly. I'll be honest, nobody's talking about that. Shame on Belly, going for both brothers. The brothers shouldn't be fighting with each other. They should be fighting with Belly. They didn't know. Belly knew. Belly's the one who's known that both brothers want her. And she's just like acting like she has no idea what's going on. And she just keeps taking each brother as they approach her. And I don't know. It's not sitting right with me. It's not sitting right with me. But I'm team younger brother because he's the one who made the move. And his older brother dragged his feet, and Belly loved the older brother, Conrad, and he wanted nothing to do with her. And then all of a sudden, his younger brother wants her, and he's swooping in there. Okay? You had your chance, you blew it. Sorry, that's your fault. So I'm not thrilled with that. And all my friends who watch the show, my sister's like, what do you mean you're Team Jeremiah, you freak? I'm like, oh my God, is something like crazy going to happen in this show? And I'm like the biggest weirdo? Probably not. I probably just have my head on straight. That's probably what it is. All right. So if you don't watch the show, then like this is irrelevant to you. Hopefully I explained enough so you like are understanding where I'm coming from. If you watch the show, I'm sorry. This night routine's only going to get better and better, which means these episodes are only going to get better and better. Now, one bone I have to pick with myself with this night routine is how many times I get up to use the bathroom. Okay? That's self-inflicted. It's my own fault. And I don't think I realized how badly self-inflicted it was until I actually paid attention to how much water I was drinking through the day. And today's day one of like trying to cut back on water. Can you believe it? That's how good the routine is, that we're trying to cut back on water. Water is my biggest issue right now. So, okay, I have my water bottle here for context. This is how much water. Okay, I have this water bottle. Okay, athlete. This is a 64-ounce water bottle. I always have a big water bottle with me. I have this in 3 different colors. Even like years ago, I always had like a hydro flask, something like that. Because if I don't have this with me, like I won't drink any. Okay, I'm going to have some. If I don't have this with me, I just do not drink enough water and then I get a headache and like it's a whole thing. So it's just better for me to have this with me. But I almost drink it like mindlessly. Like it's 64 ounces, right? I probably, okay, buckle up. I probably fill that up 3 to 4 times a day. Okay? For context, 2 of those is 1 gallon. So some days I am drinking 2 gallons of water. Yeah, girl, no kidding, you're waking up every hour on the hour to use the bathroom. Like, I'll wake up and I'm like in pain. Like, it's just, I gotta figure that out. Okay, sue me that drinking too much water is my biggest flaw right now. So this week, I have my 11-year high school reunion. Can you believe it? Time really flies. You know, I missed the 10-year. Okay, I'm putting it on myself. Here's the thing. All right. In high school, I was student body president. And at the time, how old are you when you're doing that? 17? I think I was 16 when I ran, maybe. I don't even know. I didn't realize I was going to be throwing events years later. Okay, someone like mentioned it to me, but of course, like at that time, you're like, oh my God, please. Like, I'm sure someone will end up spearheading that event. No, they were right. So, okay. I planned the 5-year reunion. And everyone was like, are we having a 5-year reunion? Are we having I'm like, sure, whatever. I figured out, I found a bar that like wasn't going to cost us any money. I told people, here's where we're meeting, at which time, be there or whatever. So it was a small turnout. I think 90% of them was like my group of friends, which, I mean, whatever. It was fine. I had a great time. But I was just like, okay, not the best turnout, but I gave everyone the benefit of the doubt. It was 5 years. We have social media. People know what people look like. And 5 years is kind of quick. Like, I mean, you can change a lot in 5 years, but you also like can change not too much. Like, I will say everyone that was there like looked pretty much exactly the same. Like, nothing was shock value. So I'm like, all right, the 10 is when things are going to get kicked up a notch. So last year was the 10-year. Now, I was so busy. Like, last year was just, I was doing something probably every single weekend. And if I'm the one planning it, like it has to fit into my schedule. Like, I'm sorry, that's just like how it works. Like the party planner's got to be at the party. So I made a Facebook group for the 5-year. And a lot of people were on Facebook at the time because like we had just gotten out of college, and like Facebook and college, they like go hand in hand. That's where you find out a lot of college information. That's how I found my roommate. Like that's just, the Facebook is how we communicated with people. So that was like kind of easy to get people, get the word out to a lot of people. Okay, but now we're hitting 10 years. And around 10 years is when people are like, I'm done with this social media thing. Like, I want to unplug. Like, I want to live a private life. Like, they're over it. They have so many random friends and followers on there that they don't talk to or they don't care to know anything about. And I don't blame people. But it makes it 10 times harder to track people down. Okay, so the school gave me a spreadsheet, and the spreadsheet has like landlines on it. So, which is like it's not the school's fault. Like, it's up to us to like obviously submit address changes, updated phone numbers, whatever. But at least I had a list of people's names, and then I also like cross-referenced the yearbook. Like, this is no joke. Okay. I almost like 16, 17-year-old Hanna did not know she was going to be basically planning a wedding for people that she hasn't seen in 11 years. And a wedding where none of the guests really know each other anymore, and the couple doesn't even want to get married, and like nobody's paying for this, and it's just like I'm putting on an event for people who, quite frankly, I don't think most people are even caring. And I wasn't gonna talk about this, but this is just like people amaze me. Sorry, we're talking about it. So anyway, it's time to like plan this 10-year reunion, and I can't find half the people. Of course, I like got rid of the 5-year page. I don't know why. I don't know if they expired. I don't know what happened there. I couldn't find the page anymore. I had to start a page from scratch. We're adding people to this page. I'm going through the yearbook. I have Post-it notes on people. Like, I got to make sure we add them. I'm not kidding. The amount of effort that is going into this. Again, patting myself on the back, hypothetically. And I'm not saying this like, woe is me. I'm just saying like, it's a lot of work to put these reunions together. So if you are the person who puts together your high school reunion, I feel for you. Okay. Everybody and their mother was coming out of the woodworks. Hey, when's the reunion? Are we doing a 10-year reunion? Some people, I'm like, I haven't talked to you in what? Okay, whatever. I'm the go-to person. I plan the 5-year. I get it. It's like pulling teeth to get responses from people. I'm like, do you want the reunion or not? Okay, because I'm now planning a full-blown party for 200 people and nobody's answering me. Now, that's a lie. Obviously, some people did answer me. I got responses from, even if people responded to me months, weeks later, I don't care. I counted. I'm like, thank you for at least just acknowledging that I exist. Okay, at this point, some people, like, you guys know how this works, right? I can see that you read it. I get it. People get busy. You forget. I had a couple people reach out and like, oh my God, I totally forgot to respond to this. I do the same thing. But I'm sorry, to come out of the woodworks and then completely just not even be involved. I'm like, all right, I can't promise you there's going to be a 20. That's all I'm going to say. So we have a group of, I want to say probably 15 to 20 people that are going to come on Friday. And I'm looking forward to it. And the people that are coming are meant to be there. And I can only do so much. So I just want to say, it's a thankless job. It's not an easy job. And if you are in high school and you're thinking of running for student body president, okay, it's a great thing to do. But maybe just make the announcement off the bat that you're not going to plan the reunions. Also, reunions are so different now with social media. Like, it's just not, I don't know. I just feel like if you really want to know what someone's up to, you just like look them up. And I know that like takes the fun out of it, but I don't know. I even talk to though people that are like 50, 60 and they're like, oh, I don't go to my reunions. Oh, we don't even do reunions. So maybe it's not like some of these schools, like they put on a reunion, like it's a whole thing. I remember when I was at the news, I went to it was like a combined reunion. Like it was just like a big alumni event for this one high school and each class had a table. So like their year was on the table and then you just sat at that table and ate with those people. But then you got to see people from other grades. And I feel like that's a really cool way to do it. But you have to have such a heavily funded, you got to pay money. Like, to have the time to do that is just, we're lucky we're getting an episode a week out of this. Okay. So anyway, I think the event's going to be great, but I am like, y'all can't even thumbs up the message. Like, thank you. If I went to high school with you and you read my message and you answered, even if it was so late, I appreciate you. Like, that's all I ask. I was waking up in the middle of the night in a cold sweat thinking I forgot people. Another thing I want to add, don't let people tell you, oh, we couldn't get a hold of you. We couldn't find you. Now, there's about 3 people on my class list that I have not been able to track down, and I'm still trying. Even though the event's on Friday, I'm still trying, okay? And if you're one of those people and you're watching this, please know, I've been doing everything in my power to get your phone number, find you on social, something. I found one kid from his wedding website, okay? That's the lengths I've gone for this. His wedding website. Somehow his social media handles were like embedded in the page. Guys, I'm not joking. Like, I'm not even kidding. This is how serious I've taken this. We have a kid in our class who lives in Asia. I have reached out to his sister, who is now sending him a message on a very specific app that he can get messages on just to let him know he's included. just so he doesn't feel like he was left out just because he lives in Asia now. Don't let people tell you they couldn't get a hold of you, okay? Now, if you are so far off the grid and you are not even giving me an inkling of where you're at, there's nothing I can do. Like, I'm sorry. I'm exhausted. I'm really exhausted. So, anyway, I needed to rant about that because that's just what's happening right now. And if there's no 20 year, you know why. Okay? If anything crazy happens, we're going to talk about it on the pod. We're not going to use names, but we're going to talk about it on the pod, okay? Again, it's either a great time or a great story. And that's the beauty of life. We have not even gotten into today's topic. We've just been yep. So last week, I got into a conversation with somebody, and the topic is inclusivity. There's a part of me that likes that I am growing up in this day and age because things are talked about a lot more. You can find information on things. Like, you don't really feel alone if you're going through something. There's always someone on the internet that's going through the same thing. They may have solutions. Like, I will say, like, there are definitely a lot of pros to growing up at this time, in this time. And also just like, there's a lot more people are outspoken for groups that like maybe don't have a voice. Like, I see it. I see the vision. I see what we're doing. And I do appreciate it most of the time. Okay. If I'm starting with that, you can only imagine how this is going to take a turn. I was having a conversation with somebody about how sometimes not everybody needs to be included. Okay. What we were talking about was the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders, actually. Okay, so I used to watch the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders on CMT when they had that show. I forget what the actual name of the show was. And I know they have a documentary out now on Netflix or whatever, and I haven't watched that yet. I still want to. But I used to watch this show. And essentially, it was just the girls that were going to try out for the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. They would make the team, someone would get cut, then they'd be on the team and they'd be called into the boss's office and they'd get cut for XYZ reasons. Okay. Some of the reasons, okay, these are beautiful girls. Like, stunning. They're in the best shape. I mean, we've seen the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders, okay? They have a standard they have to uphold. Now, obviously, if there's toxic things that are going on, I'm not condoning all that, okay? Just please, if I'm talking about topics like this, if you don't take it the wrong way, like, that's on you if you do that. They have a standard they have to uphold, okay? These girls are in magazines, on calendars, billboards, commercials. Like, they are a staple. They are the creme de la creme of NFL cheerleaders, okay? So they take it very seriously. There are girls that will come in and the coaches will say, you have gained weight. And that is not part of our brand. Like, you had to be a certain size and a certain weight, and you need to fit a certain way in the uniform. And it's just, I'm sorry, like, you're off the team. Now, on one hand, people are going to look at that and say, oh my gosh, how dare they? They're going to call that girl fat. They're going to say that girl gained weight. Okay. People aren't saying like, oh my gosh, this girl is so ugly and fat and get her off the team. Nobody's saying that. But when there's a certain brand that needs to be upheld and you sign up to be a part of that brand, you are agreeing to uphold the standards that they have put in place. And if you don't uphold those standards, they have the right to get rid of you. So I think people were starting to get like annoyed with this franchise. Like, oh my gosh, like, it's so stereotypical. They take the same girls. They're all beautiful. They're all skinny. They're all... That's the brand, baby. That is the brand. And that is what they chose to make their brand. Okay? So either keep up with the standards or get off the team. I like, that's just how it works. And I'm sure some of these girls, like, they know, like, I cannot dye my hair. I can't wear certain things. I cannot eat junk that's going to cause me to gain weight because I'll be off the squad. There's girls that have dedicated their lives to this. Anyway, this became like a larger conversation about, I think sometimes now certain brands and certain groups are almost becoming so inclusive that you lost the plot and now it's just a group of people that we're watching. Like, whether that's on TV or a fashion show. I mean, we ended up talking about Victoria's Secret fashion show. Like, I just don't think everything needs to be so inclusive all the time. I think certain brands need to uphold certain standards. And if you don't fit the mold, you don't fit the mold. The same thing goes for Hollywood. If Hollywood is having auditions for a certain movie, and you don't fit the look or the vision of what the director had in mind, you don't get the part. That's just how it works. If they just gave everyone the part and it's just throw every vision out the window, can you imagine? There'd be nothing would make sense anymore. It would just be every average person just gets whatever they want, and we don't even, I don't know. It takes the fun out of some of these things. Am I making sense? I know you know what I'm saying, okay? And now this takes me to the Victoria's Secret fashion show. I am not saying that people that look a certain way or walk a certain way or whatever shouldn't be able to go for their dreams and do whatever. But if the brand you're going for does not fit what you have, it's not going to be a perfect match. The same way, like when you're dating someone, if you're going for someone and they don't match what you had in mind or what you wanted, it's not going to work. I think a lot of times people like to deny reality. I talk about this with my friend a lot. We know deep down that group or that brand has the right to say yes or no to certain things. And it's like, oh, cancel them. They aren't body positive, or they aren't that. They don't have to be. Not everyone has to be. Just because some people woke up one day and were like, that's it. Everybody needs to accept everybody in every shape and every size and every hair color and every this, that. No, they don't. They don't. If I go for something and they're like, we don't want a dyed blonde at that, I have to be okay with that. That is not what they had in mind. Okay? People just get so up in arms about these things, and it's like, there needs to be standards and structures. Okay? And that's on period. The Victoria's Secret fashion show was the perfect example of this. I used to sit with my girlfriends and we would watch a Victoria's Secret fashion show, and these girls, they're stunning. They're stunning. They look amazing. Very aspirational. Like you watch it and you're like, wow. If you don't want to look like that, you don't have to look like that. Nobody's making you look like that. Please, everybody relax. But I would watch and I'd be like, those girls are gorgeous. Like the skincare routines, the hair routines, their bodies, like all this stuff. Then one year, I don't even remember what year it was, they were like, we're going to start bending the rules on the Victoria's Secret fashion show. Now, why are we bending the rules on things? Go make a new fashion show for the Bent Rules Association. We don't need the rules bent for these things that we've been enjoying for years just because one person woke up one day and was like, I don't agree with that. Change the channel, babe. Change the channel. You want to start watching people that don't look like that? Go look in the mirror. If that's why you have a problem, you have a problem with it because you don't look like that and you want to look like that. Okay? I said it. There. I'm going to be the one to say it. If I'm ever watching Victoria's Secret fashion show and I start complaining about how these girls look, just know it's because I want to look like them. Okay? They're making millions of dollars, I would assume, off of how they look. I'm sure you want that. And if you disagree with the franchise, you don't have to shop at Victoria's Secret. You don't have to watch the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. You can go be 1,000 pounds and go start your own fashion show for girls that are 1,000 pounds. Not everything needs to be like the floodgates are open and now it's like, oh, come on. We're all walking the runway. What fun is that? There's no standard. There's no goal. There's nothing to work for. It's just a free-for-all. There's rules in other places in life. Like, not everyone just gets accepted into every Ivy League school just because you woke up one day and said, I feel like, you know what? I feel like I should be treated like I'm as smart as these kids. You're not. So why should the school let you in just because you just decided one day or someone just decided one day? Well, I see a lot of influencers talking about brands like they're not size inclusive. They don't have to be size inclusive. They decided they didn't want to pay extra money. Listen, I'm not fat phobic, okay? That's not even what I'm saying. There's certain brands that are then for those sizes or for those body shapes. I know I'm not going into a store that only sells extra, extra, extra smalls and it's going to fit like a glove just because I said it should. If they don't want to pay the extra money for the extra material and I want to wear their clothes, okay, Start taking the material off my own body so I can fit it. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you get my point? Just like you go into Target, okay, or whatever, and they have certain moisturizers for certain skin types, like oily, dry, whatever. If your skin texture doesn't fit what's on the creams, then you don't buy the cream. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, there's certain things we all can't do. There's certain things a Victoria's Secret model can't do, believe it or not. You know, there's certain things that just don't align with them. And they don't have to, and that's okay. Because you know what happens then? Let's say you want to start a brand, okay? You want to start a clothing brand, a makeup brand, whatever. There will always be somebody coming out of the woodwork saying, you forgot about this group, you forgot about this person. You will never win. You have to draw the line somewhere. And if that person is going to complain and have such a problem, then you go start a brand that includes a person that's like XYZ. I'm not saying to be disrespectful to people that don't fit the brand, but for the person complaining to think that every brand just needs to think about you or whoever you're complaining about every time they go to make something they don't have to. But that's why other brands who are more inclusive are successful in their own way. They're successful in their own way because they have included so many people and so many groups. And then those people know that's where I shop. That's just how the world works. But we cannot deny reality and just because one person decides one day that's how we should think, we all need to think that way. And I think this happens a lot. People know Victoria's Secret or the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders, they are successful for a very specific reason. They know what the world wants to watch, and you don't have to agree with it, but that is how a lot of the world is wired. They are putting on a show that they know people want to watch. They know that these girls look like supermodels. They're aspirational. There's just something about them that it's just so, like they're so in their own league that like we enjoy consuming it. If you don't enjoy consuming it, that's okay too, okay? That's okay. It's all good. We're all going to survive. But you can't deny reality. I know that I don't look like a Victoria's Secret model, okay? Can you believe it? Can you believe it? But I also know that the world wants to watch Victoria's Secret models. I know that. You know what? I just saw a TikTok the other day that this girl did. I think I saved it. I need to go back and watch it. She got so much hate for saying what I'm saying. She was saying, they don't, like Victoria's Secret, I keep using these brands. They're the most obvious and biggest brands, but Victoria's Secret doesn't have to let everybody and their mother walk the runway. That's not how it works. And then someone was like, you see, this is the problem with the world. This is the problem. No, it's not. No, it really isn't. I think everyone's going to survive. Go start your own fashion show. But here's the thing. That's how these other brands get developed. Whenever you hear like a CEO of like a clothing brand or whatever, like Khloe Kardashian, like she'll talk on behalf of obviously Good American Jeans, and they are very size inclusive, which is awesome. She will always say like, you know, I would go into the store, or I saw girls were going into the store and they couldn't find their jean size and whatever. So then she started I'm sure multi-million-dollar brand. She saw a gap and she ran with it. Now she's making millions of dollars. I'm sure now people have a problem with her making millions of dollars. Oh, she's so unrelatable. They'll never be happy. She finally makes jeans that are extra, extra, extra large, and now she's making millions of dollars off it, and now you got a problem with how much money she's making off of it. You'll never win. If you find yourself complaining like, oh, I'm seeing a gap here, or I don't agree with what this brand is doing, go start your own brand. Like that's how things become developed. That's how these things work. And I will say this, the same people that preach these things like, oh my gosh, everybody, we need to be more this. They're the same ones that go to exclusive clubs. They belong to exclusive gyms. They shop at exclusive stores. There's a reason you do those things. Because you don't want to be with the masses. You want to have your own thing. If you want to be with the masses, you'll go where the masses are. But if you don't want to, that's okay. It's okay to want to be exclusive. It's okay to want to pay money to only shop at certain brands, only support certain brands, go to certain clubs, go to those private gyms. It's okay. Not everyone needs to be together all the time. Anyway, so I just, this was a conversation I was having, and I'm like, I'm going to talk about that on the podcast because that is just something I think about a lot. And sometimes I think we start to lose the plot, and I'm tired of people losing the plot. Let's just stay in our lanes. Everyone knows where they fit. Everyone knows, come on, stop denying reality. We know why certain brands are successful and why certain things sell and why certain things don't. We know. Okay. So we all need to stop lying to ourselves and acting like, oh, what do you mean? That's not how it works. And you know it. People deny reality to make themselves feel better. I really don't think half the time people are complaining about things because they actually care. I think it's just one, just to complain. Two, to give themselves an excuse of why they're not a Victoria's Secret model or a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader. Like, yeah, you should be more inclusive. So then I could be on the team too, instead of having to actually do the work to be on the team. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, you understand. I don't want to beat a dead horse, but that's that. So we got reunion Friday. Saturday, I'm going to a premier soccer game with Dylan, everybody's favorite co-host, Dylan, his dad, my dad's friend, my sister, her boyfriend, my dad's friend's son. Like, we got a whole squad rolling up to this soccer game. Okay. And I was ordering my shirt on Amazon to be best dressed at the stadium. I got like this retro t-shirt that I'm going to wear. Cause of course I don't have any gear. I've only been with Dylan for 5 years and he's been a fan, and I just bought my first shirt. So I hope I'm going to be taking notes the whole time I'm there. Don't you worry. Cause it's all for the podcast. Anyway, I'm going to leave you with that. Okay, leave your comments down below. Even if you disagree with me, please leave your comments down below. I want to hear it. I want to read it. I want to see what people are saying. Thanks so much for watching. Let's talk too much again next week. Bye.